Alright, here we go again with more ignition stuff. So I've got this nice, nifty 123 ignition tune distributor, and I've already programmed my curve into it. A little difficult to see, but I've got the engine at top dead center. So now it's time to get that distributor in the car. Let's go.
You wanted to go, I wanted to stay. You wanted to go, I wanted to stay. Don't you know I don't want you away? Oh, what can I say? I want to know what makes you this way. I want to know, please tell me I may. Won't you tell me what I may say? Oh, what can I say? What can I say? What can I?
So it's in there, and I haven't tidied up the wiring yet because this is just a test setup. And let me just explain how the wiring goes for a 123 ignition distributor. First, your black wire out of the distributor goes straight to the negative pole of the coil. The red wire goes to a diode or gate that gives it power, either coming straight from the starter motor solenoid or straight from the fuse block, depending on which position you have the key, because it needs to be powered both at the start position when everything else is shut off except for the starter motor, and then it needs to be powered by the accessory position, which is, you know, when the car is running. Third one is the blue wire, which just goes to any ground point on the chassis. So I have it just alligator clip to one of the radiator bolts. And then this yellow wire, right now it goes nowhere. The way that it works with the 123 tune is you can have two different ignition curves, advanced curves, stored in it. And the way you switch between them without having to, you know, plug it into a computer is if this wire sees anywhere from 6 to 12 volts, it'll switch to curve number 2. And when it sees no voltage, you're running on curve number 1. Right now I only have number 1 set up, so I'm just not using this wire. It's just, you know, hanging out. And, you know, eventually I'm gonna set everything up properly, put all these cables in a sheath of some sort, but for now just need to put some spark plugs in there and see if the car will start.
What can I say to make you stay?
Okay, so the car isn't starting, and I pulled out one of the plugs and like left it connected just to see if it was getting spark. It is getting spark, but the spark is quite like, I don't know how to say, doesn't look very like hot. You know, it doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't seem strong enough. So I might need to get rid of the stock coil and put a hotter coil in. I have one. I'm just now debating, like, this is the time when then I have to cut the armored cable, but I'll never know if I don't do it. So, okay, guess I have to.
You try, you can't seem to get it off your mind. That's the way life is, that's the way life is. That's the way life is, that's the way life is. That's the way life is, that's the way life is. That's the way life is. Hey, buddy.
Okay, so I got the new coil wired up. And then with a coil that has both a positive and a negative terminal, you don't need to use the diodes. The red wire of the 123 distributor goes to the positive side of the coil. So let's see if that does anything. Cool, so that worked. It turned out the stock coil, I guess, wasn't enough to cope with the new distributor. Anyway, so now I'm just gonna do the final wiring harness for it. And hey, job done. Can finish putting the car together.